Hello, this is Sabika Syed, and welcome to the Print headlines. Union Ministry of Home Affairs releases India's first ever anti-terror policy, PRAHAAR, emphasizing that besides cross-border terrorism, criminal hackers and nation-states continue to target India through cyber attacks. The policy highlights threats across water, land and air and outlines protection of critical sectors from state and non-state actors. JNU campus remains tense after a scuffle between left and right-aligned student groups during a protest march. Several students were injured in stone pelting, though police say no official complaint has been received so far. Delhi police makes a fifth arrest in connection with the shirtless protest by Indian Youth Congress workers at the AI Impact Summit. The accused Jitendra Yadav was apprehended from Gwalior, bringing the total arrests to 5, while investigators probe the financial trail behind the protest. The final electoral roll following the special intensive revision exercise in Chennai district records approximately 28,30,000 voters across 16 assembly constituencies. The roll includes almost 14,64,000 female voters and 13,65,000 male voters and 829 transgender voters. Mukul Roy, former Union Railway Minister, passes away after a prolonged illness. He breathed his last at 1:30 a.m. at a private hospital. His son Subhranshu Roy says, adding that he had been in a coma for the last several days. Supreme Court says persons whose homes were demolished by local authorities can approach the district election officer for inclusion in the electoral roll during this SIR exercise. The bench hears a plea on the plight of Akbar Nagar residents in Lucknow whose buildings were razed after eviction notices in September 2023. Supreme Court of India seeks responses from the concerned union ministries on a proposal to shift all coal-based industries out of Delhi NCR to ensure better air quality. The bench, led by Chief Justice Suryakant, says it will also examine vehicular air pollution on March 12 based on suggestions by the CAQM. Bombay High Court quashes a single-bench interim order that had stayed proceedings against Anil Ambani and Reliance Communications Limited regarding the classification of their bank accounts as fraud. The division bench terms the earlier order illegal and perverse, while the Enforcement Directorate issues fresh summons to Ambani for February 26. Union Minister Kiren Rijiju says the BJP-led National Democratic Alliance will contest the upcoming assembly elections in Kerala with the sole aim of forming the government. He says the state has long lacked a right government to take it to the next level of prosperity. Indian Embassy in Mexico urges Indian nationals to take shelter amid violence and roadblocks after Mexican soldiers kill cartel leader Nemesio Oseguera, alias El Mencho. Citizens are advised to avoid affected areas and minimize unnecessary movement. Indian Embassy in Tehran advises Indian nationals, including students and pilgrims, to leave Iran by available means amid fresh anti-government protests and clashes at universities. Citizens are asked to keep travel documents ready and contact the embassy for assistance. Mexico confirms that soldiers killed Nemesio Oseguera, the 59-year-old leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, after he was wounded in a clash in Tapalpa and died while being flown to Mexico City. White House confirms providing intelligence support to the Mexican government for the operation in Jalisco that killed cartel leader Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, also known as El Mencho, who carried a $15 million bounty. US and Canada issued travel warnings urging their citizens in parts of Mexico to shelter in place after the killing of cartel kingpin Oseguera. The advisory cites widespread security operations and criminal activity. US Customs and Border Protection says it will halt collections of tariffs imposed under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act from 12:01 EST on February 24, 2026, after the US Supreme Court declared the duties illegal. A Hong Kong court dismisses all appeals in the city's biggest case under the Beijing-imposed national security law, upholding the convictions of 47 pro-democracy activists charged in 2021 with conspiracy to commit subversion. Russian overnight strikes across Ukraine kill 3 people and wound several others as attacks target energy, industrial and civilian infrastructure ahead of the war's 4-year anniversary. Dutch King Willem-Alexander swears in a new minority coalition government led by 38-year-old Rob Jetten, the Netherlands' youngest ever prime minister. The three-party administration comprises D66, the Christian Democrats, and the People's Party for Freedom and Democracy. At the BAFTA Awards 2026, Alia Bhatt makes her debut as a presenter and begins her speech in Hindi while announcing the award for Best Film not in the English language. Farhan Akhtar speaks about backing the Manipuri film Boom, which wins the Best Children and Family Film Award at BAFTA 2026, saying supporting the project just felt right. That's all we have for you today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest.